Breathe in. A land opens, wide enough to quiet every thought, wild enough to feel untouched by time. Light moves across mountains sharpened by ancient frost. Lakes shine in impossible shades of blue, still as mirrors held between peaks. Forests rise like green oceans, rivers carve silver paths through silence, and valleys stretch out as if the earth were exhaling in color. Here, beauty is not rare. It is constant, a presence felt in stone, in water, in wind drifting across open sky. This is Canada, a world vast enough to feel endless and gentle enough to feel like a quiet dream. If this calm feels meaningful, a gentle subscribe helps support the journey and keeps these films alive. Now the story unfolds. The journey begins. Before mountains are climbed, before forests are entered, before lakes reveal their unreal colors, there is a moment, a pause at the edge of something extraordinary. Clouds drift low over distant ridges, their shadows gliding across valleys, as if guiding the gaze forward. Air carries the scent of pine and cold stone, a reminder of places where nature remains unbroken, untamed. True, sunrise touches the land with soft gold, light settling on snow peaks, then sliding slowly into forest still wrapped in morning quiet. No rush, no movement, only the gentle unfolding of a country waking beneath a vast sky. This is a land shaped by extremes, winter forged in deep silence, summer bursting in bright lakes and wildflowers, autumn glowing in red and gold fire, spring rising from thawing rivers in clear, cold breath. Every season changes the face of the land, yet the soul remains the same, calm, powerful, endlessly alive. Mountains carved by ice stand as guardians of ancient time. Lakes formed from glaciers rest in perfect stillness. Forests stretch so far that distance itself seems to disappear. And beyond all this lies the quiet truth. Beauty here is not a single scene. It is a continuous horizon. The journey moves now into the heart of that horizon, across places known and places rarely seen. The Canadian Rockies, Banff, Jasper, and the lakes of blue ice mountains rise with quiet certainty, their ridges drawn in sharp lines against a cold, brilliant sky. The Canadian Rockies stretch outward like a great stone spine, a meeting of snow, wind, and deep time. Here, the journey slows. The land invites stillness. Banff National Park, valleys of ice and emerald water. In Banff, morning light slides across peaks shaped by ancient glaciers. Mist lifts from pine forests, each branch catching the first pale gold of a day, beginning in silence. Rivers move with calm intention, their water turquoise from rock flour ground fine beneath the weight of ice. This mineral blue, soft, milky, impossible, has become the signature of glacial valleys around the world, but nowhere does it shine with the clarity found here. Elk walk through quiet meadows, steam rising in soft curls from their breath. Mountain goats step across ridges with a patience shaped by stone. Far above, an eagle circles, its shadow drifting across snowfields like a passing memory. Banff holds beauty not in its grandeur alone, but in the harmony between water, forest, and towering mountain. Jasper, wide wilderness, and endless skies. Further north, Jasper's wide valleys unfold between mountains spread far apart, giving the land a sense of freedom, rare in the modern world. Athabasca River winds gently, a long silver curve between forests that stretch toward distant horizons. At dusk, the sky burns in shades of rose and violet, fading into deep blue as stars appear one by one. Jasper is one of the world's largest dark sky preserves, a sanctuary where night returns to its full brilliance. Here, the Milky Way spreads across the sky like a bridge of ancient light. The Columbia Icefield, where the earth still breathes cold. High on the border of Banff and Jasper, a massive expanse of ice rests between the mountains. The Columbia Icefield feeds rivers flowing to 3 different oceans, its frozen surface a living archive of centuries of snowfall compressed into bright layers of blue. Crevasses cut deep, revealing ice older than memory, and the slow movement of glaciers reminds the land that even the coldest giants continue to change. Wind whispers across the surface in long, sweeping strokes, carrying the echo of snow falling somewhere beyond the ridge. This is the breath of winter, made visible. Vancouver Island. Rain, forest, ocean, and quiet a wild. Across the Pacific waters, an island rises in long stretches of mist, cedar, and shifting tides. Vancouver Island is a world of gentle rain and deep green shade, a place where forests breathe slowly beneath clouds drifting low and soft. Temperate rainforest, a cathedral of moss and light rain, falls like a steady whisper, each drop feeding a forest older than the cities across the sea. Giant cedars stand crowned with moss, their trunks rising in wide pillars that hold the canopy like ancient architecture. Ferns unfold at their roots, curling in delicate spirals. Sunbeams slip through the leaves whenever the clouds drift apart, touching the forest floor with warm, golden patches that glow like embers in the green. Everywhere, water glistens, on bark, on stone, on the soft carpet of fallen needles. This forest does not rush. It moves with the rhythm of rain. Clayoquot Sound, where ocean meets wilderness. Farther west, the land opens into inlets and islands, a maze of waterways carved by tide and time. Clayoquot Sound stretches in ribbons of deep blue and jade, its coastline wrapped in long curves of untouched beach. Waves break in slow, steady patterns, sending salt mist into the air, where it lingers like a veil over the distant pines. Along the shore, driftwood rests like sculptures shaped by storms, smooth, pale, sun-bleached. Here, the Pacific moves with quiet strength, reminding the land that every shore is shaped by water's patience. Ancient trees of the West Coast. In the island's deeper forests, trees rise beyond sight, giants that have watched centuries pass in seasons of rain and returning light. Western red cedar, Douglas fir, Sitka spruce. Each stands with a presence that feels almost timeless. The air carries the scent of resin, wet bark, and fresh earth. Sunlight filters down in slender pillars, illuminating droplets caught on moss like tiny glass beads. This is a world untouched by hurry or noise, a sanctuary built by nature's hand. Vancouver, a city. Between mountain and sea across the strait, glass towers rise above the harbor, shining with morning reflections of mountains standing tall behind them. Few cities rest so gracefully between ocean and snow. Vancouver's skyline mirrors the peaks, its streets shaped by coast and culture. Seaplanes lift quietly from the water, tracing arcs across the sky. Cargo ships move through the harbor, their slow passage matching the rhythm of the tides. At dusk, the city glows in reflections of orange and blue stretching across calm water, while the mountains behind turn a deep purple silhouette. Stanley Park wraps around the edge, a forested peninsula where old trees stand only steps from busy streets. Fog drifts through the treetops in the early morning, turning the city's border into a meeting of wilderness and glass. Vancouver feels less like a boundary and more like a bridge, a place where nature speaks clearly even within the city. The Yukon, land of silence, sky, and northern light. Far to the north, where winter holds the horizon in long stretches of cold blue, the Yukon spreads wide and untouched. This is a land built from quiet, a place where distance feels endless and sky becomes a sweeping canvas for light that moves like living color. Arctic light, a sky painted in motion. When night settles over the Yukon, darkness does not stay still. Waves of emerald rise slowly, curling across the stars in ribbons that shimmer and fade. The aurora dances above frozen lakes, while mountains stand silent below, shadows carved into the sky's glow. The northern lights appear without haste, moving in soft motions that seem to breathe with the night. Green becomes violet, violet becomes blue-white fire, each shift unfolding with the gentle rhythm of dawn arriving in the wrong direction. Winter wilderness, ice, silence, and endless calm. Snow covers everything in a blanket so deep that sound itself becomes muted. Pines bow beneath its weight, their branches glittering with frost that catches starlight like shattered glass. Rivers freeze into long silver paths beneath the moon's pale glow. In the stillness, the land feels ancient, unbroken by time, unmoved by change. The Yukon is winter given shape and breath. The Great Lakes, inland seas of light and storm southward, where the land softens into wide open spaces. The Great Lakes expand like oceans held within a continent, 5 vast bodies of water, each with its own color, its own mood, its own voice. Lake Superior, storm and clarity. Superior stretches beyond the visible horizon, its surface shifting constantly between calm reflection and powerful waves. Mist rises at dawn as the water releases the night's cold breath, turning the shoreline into a world half dreaming. Cliffs rise above the lake in layered stone, shaped by centuries of wind, water, and passing storms. Sunlight transforms the waves from deep steel blue into bright silver crescents that crash upon the rocky shore. Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Light on water farther east. Sunrises bloom in soft colors along the quieter shores of Ontario and Erie. Fishing boats drift across pink morning reflections, while migrating birds trace lines across the sky above. In autumn, forests along the lakes turn crimson and gold, their colors deepening as the season moves toward colder air. The Great Lakes hold both the gentleness of calm morning and the strength of storm winds that sweep in from distant places. Niagara Niagara Falls, the thunder of continual water. Between two nations, water gathers, rushes, and drops in a curtain of raw power that has shaped the land for thousands of years. Niagara Falls thunders with a voice that never stops, a constant descent of white water and mist. Clouds rise from the base of the falls, glowing in sunlight like drifting halos of silver spray. Rainbows arc through the mist, forming circles of color that appear and vanish with every shift in wind. At night, the falls become light, illuminated in soft hues that turn water into shining silk. Niagara is power, beauty, and movement held in one eternal moment. The prairies, land of sky and quiet horizon. In the heart of the continent, the land opens wide, so wide that the horizon becomes a circle and the sky its endless roof. The Canadian prairies stretch in golden fields of wheat and canola, moving gently in the wind like waves rolling across land. Big sky country, where light travels freely. Here, clouds cast moving shadows that glide across miles of open ground. Storms build far away, forming towering shapes that drift slowly across the plains like floating mountains. Sunset transforms the prairies into a world painted in warm tones, orange deepening into red, red softening into purple, purple fading into quiet night. Grain elevators stand alone against the horizon, their silhouettes marking the rhythm of small towns spread across the fields. The prairies are simplicity made beautiful, a landscape that breathes in long, gentle motions. Quebec City, stone, snow, and the echo of old worlds along the banks of the St. Lawrence River. A city rises in steep layers of stone and light. Quebec City stands as one of North America's oldest and most beautifully preserved places, a reminder of centuries carried forward through winter storms, summer festivals, and the gentle passing of generations. Cobblestone streets wind between buildings painted in warm earth tones, their windows glowing like lanterns during long winter nights. Church bells drift across rooftops. The Chateau Frontenac rises above the cliffs. Below, the river moves slowly, carrying reflections of the city's lights across a surface calm as brushed glass. In snowfall, the old town transforms, a fairy tale of white drifts, blue shadows, and narrow lanes, layered in quiet. Snowflakes fall in gentle spirals, catching lamplight as they descend. The city grows quieter, sound softened beneath the blanket of white. Stone stairways become rivers of untouched powder. Trees bend slightly under winter's weight, and along the boardwalk, the river's cold breath rises into the air. Quebec City carries warmth even in the heart of winter, a warmth made of memory, music, and time. The Laurentian Mountains, forests of color, lakes of calm, north of the city. rolling hills rise into soft blue peaks, carpeted in forests that change dramatically with the seasons. When autumn arrives, the Laurentians transform into a mosaic of amber, scarlet, and gold. Leaves glow with the warm intensity of a painter's brightest palette. Reflections ripple across lakes surrounded by trees of flame and color, their surfaces holding the world in mirrored stillness. Small cottages line the shores, their windows lit softly as evening settles over the hills. Summer, lakes that hold the sky. In summer, the water turns clear and deep blue. Canoes move in slow lines across it, cutting gentle paths through the surface. Dragonflies drift above lily pads floating near the shore. Warm breezes ripple through forests, stirring leaves in long, soothing waves. The Laurentians hold beauty in the quiet meeting of forest, lake, and sky. Atlantic Canada, sea, stone, wind, and the rhythm of tide. Far to the east, the continent meets the ocean in rugged cliffs, red sand shores, and fishing villages shaped by centuries of life beside the sea. Nova Scotia, the call of the Atlantic lighthouses stand on rocky headlands, bathing the coastline in soft beams that sweep across night waves. Pine trees lean toward the ocean wind, their branches shaped slowly by salt and storm. Seabirds circle the cliffs, their cries bright against the sound of waves breaking below. Tiny harbors hold fishing boats painted in vivid shades of red, yellow, and blue, their reflections swaying gently with the tide. Newfoundland. Cliffs, fog, and endless ocean in Newfoundland rises from the Atlantic as a tapestry of rugged beauty. Steep cliffs, deep fjords, rolling green headlands, and villages perched at the very edge of land. Fog moves in slow sheets, sliding through valleys and wrapping the coast in pale silver atmosphere. Whales breach offshore, their massive forms breaking the water with movements slow and powerful. Here, land and sea share the same heartbeat. Prince Edward Island, gentle earth, red shores, soft horizon. Across warmer waters lies Prince Edward Island, a landscape shaped in sweeping curves of red sandstone, green fields, and farms that stretch beneath subtle Atlantic light. Fields that meet the sea, rolling hills blend into patchworks of farmland. The soil glows rich and red beneath rows of crops that move in even lines toward the horizon. Beaches arc in long, warm sweeps of red and gold sand, washed by waves that arrive in soft rhythms. Clouds above drift in hues of coral and lavender. The island grows still, its fields dimming into soft shades of green and blue. Prince Edward Island holds a gentler kind of beauty, calm, warm, and quietly timeless. The journey across Canada moves now toward its final breath. Passing once more through places where beauty rests in quiet strength. Mountains fade into the distance, their snow-lit peaks glowing faintly beneath a deepening sky. Forests darken into silhouettes, soft shapes rising and falling like the slow rhythm of breathing earth. Rivers widen, reflecting the shifting colors of late evening light. Canoes drift toward their docks, leaving long trails of silver ripples that fade gently behind them. Lakes settle into stillness, their surfaces smooth and glass-like. Mirrors holding the last warmth of a sun slipping behind distant hills. Far to the north, the aurora blooms once more, casting a faint green glow across frozen plains. The lights move unhurried, as if painting their final lines upon the canvas of night. On the eastern shore, waves wash over red sand again and again, each arrival softer than the last. Harbors dim, their boats resting gently as lantern lights sparkle across quiet water. The land gathers itself into one long moment of calm. Canada stretches across a continent, yet in this ending, it feels like a single breath, a collection of places, a mosaic of landscapes and seasons held together by the quiet certainty of nature's enduring presence. This is not the end of a journey, only the turning of a page, a gentle pause, before wonder begins again. Closing bridge, soft and reflective, some countries surprise with their beauty, others overwhelm with it. Canada does both, not loudly, not urgently, but with a steady grace that reveals itself slowly, like dawn rising over a calm lake. Here, mountains whisper of ancient ice, forests stretch across time, rivers carry stories older than memory, and skies bloom with colors that belong to no other place. In every season, in every corner of its vast expanse, the land holds moments that feel unreal, yet completely, beautifully real. As the journey settles into silence, the echo of these landscapes remains, soft, steady, like the lingering glow of sunset long after the light has gone. For more softly narrated journeys through the world's most breathtaking places, subscribe to Most Beautiful. New films continue the path through mountains, forests glowing in golden light, and landscapes shaped by time, wind, and wonder. If this journey brought even a moment of peace, let the next world open with the next film. Beauty waits in every direction,